Morning, everybody, and welcome to Des and Lauren. Today we'll be speaking about an ANC veteran and his thoughts on the current state of our government.
Yes, Mathews Phosa has spoken out against the current state of government and he's called them a bunch of thieves. And I absolutely love the fact that he uses that word. He uses the word corruption in his speech as well, and this happened at a Business Unity South Africa event on Wednesday evening that Nedbank Top Empowerment Conference in Johannesburg hosted. And it pulls at my heartstrings when the correct words are used instead of just the word corruption. He said they are a bunch of thieves and they are stealing the taxpayers dry, basically.
Bold of him to say, and I am quite sure he's not the only ANC veteran that feels this way.
Yeah.
So this is a News 24 article.
Yeah, and the headline reads, "We've got a bunch of thieves ruling us," says Mathews Phosa. And because he's an ANC veteran, it gives more credence to what he's saying. And maybe he's lining up in the new system to actually run for president or something like that. Who knows?
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. Maybe he's thinking of starting a political party.
Maybe starting his own party.
Support away from the ANC, which will make elections very interesting.
Absolutely. There's enough time for him to do that.
Yes, you better hurry. Let's see what happens. The ANC government came under heavy fire from both retired party veteran Mathews Phosa and Business Unity South Africa CEO Kaz Kuvadia at the Nedbank Top Empowerment Conference in Johannesburg on Wednesday. Phosa said current leaders don't have the same vision that former President Nelson Mandela had and are stealing from taxpayers. And I too also have to say that I have respect for the vision Nelson Mandela had when he came into office as president, a rainbow nation. And I remember actually giving a speech on this when I was still with the previous party I was with, about how the rainbow is like 7 beautiful colors working together to make something majestical in the sky. And South Africa being such a diverse nation with so many cultures, we can literally be a rainbow nation. It's a beautiful thing that with our diversity, we can build something so unique and build a strong foundation and build a strong nation. But what we discussed this yesterday in our live stream, the powers that be with economic might in the world don't want South Africa to be a nation. So we don't really have an identity. We don't really have a nation. We're just a country that people benefit from. People and corporations benefit from. And Mathews Phosa...
the people's not us, the taxpayers.
Not us, no. Not us, those in power. And Phosa touches on this in the next paragraph. He says, Phosa said not only are African leaders stealing from the people, but they're also handing over the continent's wealth and assets, like mines, to foreign companies. He said colonization has been replaced by theft at a state level as politicians cook up deals that will benefit them when selling these assets to Chinese and other foreign companies.
Well, I would include Western companies there.
I'd say
that has been there for eons now.
I would say he's a little bit off the mark.
Yeah.
A little bit, especially if you read the rest of the article, which we're not going to go through, but you can go read it. It'll be in the description. I think he's a little bit off the mark, but he's sort of on the right track. He's right that one of the biggest problems are handing over not just South Africa, but the whole entire continent's wealth to foreign companies.
He does speak about African leaders, though. So it includes all of them, that they are stealing from the people. So he's absolutely right about that. I think he's misaligned if he's just attacking what people perceive to be the East, mentioning China.
Definitely.
Because the US, the UK, and all these countries should be number one.
They're more discreet.
On that list.
They are more discreet, but they are so benefiting from South Africa in so many ways.
And our membership live streams covers this in detail. And so if you want to join us as a channel member on Thursday evenings from now on, it will be 8 o'clock in the evening. You can go and watch those live streams. If you join as a member, you can watch all the past live streams. So there's a lot there. But it's important that you understand that we see things for what they are. We don't follow the mainstream narrative. We don't care about the mainstream narrative. We look at evidence in history. And I think that makes this channel different.
I think so. Mathews Phosa goes on to speak about so many things that are obvious. And I've always found it interesting that when someone that has a little bit of credentials in the political landscape, when they say the obvious, media goes crazy.
Yeah.
And that fascinates me. So I'm interested to see whether this is going. And
But he did attack Cyril Ramaphosa for not being decisive on the Zondo report and implementing
He did.
what is in the Zondo report. And the one thing that's been focused on lately is electoral reform.
Yes.
Electoral reform needs to take place.
Yeah, he says our president is very indecisive. There's consensus on that in the country. You cannot govern by commissions and committees. He must make decisions. And it starts with him to destroy the rot. But I think and this is where I think he's on the right track, but he's a little bit off the mark, because it doesn't start with him destroying the rot when you have influential people and companies influencing your decision as a president. So you have to create autonomy for yourself as a president before you can even tackle government
Absolutely.
at a national level.
And these meetings are part of that, what you're discussing now.
Imagine if Cyril Ramaphosa had to say to the United Nations, I don't want to stick to your stupid agenda or goals anymore. We're going to create our own national development plan. What do you think the repercussions of that are going to be? So until you have a people that understand the global threat, you cannot make such tough decisions. So I think it's very easy to criticize the president, but he's in a very difficult position. And he's also stuck between the global governance, the UN and other global entities, and then the party that he's the ruler of. And being stuck between those two things are like being stuck between two complete opposites.
Yeah, but that is why he can't do anything, make any decisions, do anything bold. And he's just like a puppet falling around. And he probably believes that he must just please everyone at every corner. So he's a puppet at this stage.
Any president would be. I think even Nelson Mandela was very much, unfortunately, as his role, negotiating, trying to be the peacemaker, the mediator, ended up selling out our country.
So what is the solution?
This is the thing. People like Mathews, he is attacking the president, attacking the government, not providing a solution, and maybe he will come up with a solution. But that solution won't bear any fruit unless that solution has to do with individual people across the country striving towards the same vision and future for South Africa. And this is where we want to put power in the hands of the people through skills and knowledge. And that's what we do through our courses that are opening up in September. Can't wait for that. Our training.
And they're free. Let me just repeat.
They are free.
They are free.
And that's how you change things. Because if the majority of people don't understand who the true enemy is, if the majority of people don't understand how government works, if the majority of people don't understand how government should work, and if the majority of people don't understand our country, our infrastructure, and what it takes to build a nation, then we'll never get anywhere. Our vision for the country is to actually be the greatest civilization on earth in modern history, because we haven't had that. And it's through the actions of individuals, not leaders, that is going to make that happen.
Thank you so much for watching the video. Bye, everyone.
Bye.